I know you have no weekend, you have your beat all the time. They will thank you for the privilege of having this conversation with you from time to time. I really sincerely, deeply appreciate the work that you do and the relationship that we have in terms of anytime we call on you, we are here. And so I appreciate it. I want to thank you especially for that. Before I go into the prepared text of this press conference, I need to acknowledge the landmark judgment yesterday of the Court of Appeal and the governorship election in Ogun State. We want to appreciate and note with satisfaction the judgment, welcome the judgment of the Court of Appeal, and we note with satisfaction the fact that the court that we as a party have always believed in confirmed the will of the people of Ogun State as expressed in that election. So, like we always said, as a party we believe in the judiciary, as it's always said, as the last hope of the common man, because the common people, the common men and women of Ogun State voted, elected a governor, and the Court of Appeal yesterday affirmed the will of the people. So we want to appreciate the Nigerian court. And again, we want to thank the Nigerian press especially for the coverage, for bringing all the issues out, and for reporting the proceedings at the court from the tribunal level up to the Court of Appeal. So we thank Nigerians for their support for PDP, and once again appreciate the judiciary and reconfirm our confidence in the judiciary. Now to the press conference of today. The subject matter is actually Ogun State, the governorship election. And I'll read the prepared speech. It is basically a rejection of the declaration made by INEC of the APC as the winner of the Ogun State governorship election of March 18, 2023. The People's Democratic Party has reviewed the conduct of the Saturday, March 18, 2023 governorship election in Ogun State and observed with concern that the result as declared by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, is completely at variance with the provisions of the Electoral Act 2022 and guidelines issued by INEC for the conduct of the election. Specifically, from the summary of collated results at the governorship election, it is evident that our candidate was in clear lead before compromised officials of INEC connived with the defeated All Progressive Congress APC candidate to cancel PDP's thousands of winning votes and brazenly declared the candidate of the APC, Mr. Adedapo Abiodun, as winner in violation of the provisions of the Electoral Act 2022. It is instructive for INEC to note that with the cancelled votes, the margin of lead between Mr. Adedapo Abiodun of the APC and the PDP governorship candidate, Honorable Oladipupo Adebutu, is not in excess of the total number of permanent voters cards collected in polling units where the election did not hold or cancelled by INEC, citing destruction of polls. Whereas the number of permanent voters cards PVC collected in places where elections were not held or cancelled is 33,750, the margin of lead between the two candidates as announced by INEC returning officer is 13,915, thereby invalidating the declaration and return made by INEC. In such circumstance, Section 24, subsection 3 and 4 of the Electoral Act 2022 expressly mandate INEC to appoint a new date for the conduct of the polls in the polling units where election did not hold or cancelled before any return can be made. For clarity, Section 24, subsection 3 and 4 of the Electoral Act 2022 expressly stipulates this, and I'll quote that section for clarity. Section 24, subsection 3 says, and it provides that where an election commenced, and there's reason to believe that there is or has been substantial disruption of election in a polling unit or constituency, or it is impossible to continue with the election occasioned by threat to peace and security of electoral officials and materials, the Commission shall suspend the election and appoint another date for the continuation of the election or the process. Subsection 4 of Section 24 says, where the Commission appoints a substituted date in accordance with subsection 2 and 3 of that Act, there shall be no return. There shall be no return for the election until polling has taken place in the areas or areas affected. The hurried declaration of the APC candidate by INEC returning officer as winner is therefore a declaration made contrary to the provisions of the Electoral Act 2022, regulations and guidelines stipulated by INEC for the election. In situations such as this, the only option available to INEC is to exercise its powers under Section 65, subsection 1 of the Electoral Act 2022 to review the wrongful declaration and return made within 7 days. For the avoidance of doubt, Section 65(1) provides that, and I quote that, the decision of the returning officer shall be final on any question arising from or relating to A, unmarked ballot paper, B, rejected ballot paper, and C, declaration of scores of candidate and the return of a candidate, provided, that is very key, the proviso, provided that the Commission shall have the power within 7 days to review the declaration and return, where the Commission determines that the said declaration and return was not made voluntarily or was made contrary to the provisions of the law, regulations and guidelines and manual of the election. It is therefore reckless and highly condemnable that INEC would cancel PDP winning votes and hurriedly declare and return the defeated candidate of the APC in gross violation of the law and total disregard for the will of the people as expressed at the election. The PDP therefore cautions INEC to save Ogun State an imminent breakdown of law and order by reviewing the declaration and the return made. INEC must realize that the people of Ogun State are already agitated and are unwilling to accept a declaration that does not reflect their express will at the election. Thank you for this question, and this is very important for Nigerians, for the whole world. Number one, INEC is a creation of the law. When the Electoral Act was made with all the effort put in, until we begin to understand the need for institution to review itself, then we won't have development of institution. Embedded in this law is the fact that it is recognized that INEC in this process can make mistakes. And therefore, Section 65 was particularly put there, such that it can review itself and say, yes, we made an error here. The tendency to begin to rush to court is not what makes a society to grow. We can't be litigious. Of course, litigation is good, But in a process where an institution as important as INEC has made an error, there's a window for it to review itself. We recognize that the declaration in Abia State was delayed to provide for that process. And when you saw that review, they made a declaration, and you saw the spontaneous reaction from the state, showing a reflection of the will of the people, and they were happy. That's not the PDP. We didn't win there. It was Labour Party. But that is the essence of INEC, and that's why we're calling on INEC to be responsible and to respect this law, the Electoral Act. So we believe in the courts, but the essence is not to completely just overwhelm the court with cases that can be resolved even at the level of review. So INEC should just step up to the plate, be responsible, obey the law, obey its regulations, and that's why we're calling on them right now to follow Section 65(1) that provides for its ability to review itself. Because any system that cannot review itself, that system will be dead. INEC is not above the law. If laws are made for INEC, INEC should follow that law. And we're calling on them. Section 65 is very clear. And it says clearly what I said here. The subsection 4 of Section 24 says, where the Commission appoints a stipulated date in accordance with the subsection 2 and 3, there shall be no return. So why, knowing fully well that elections were cancelled, as they are here, whether rightly or wrongly, they have capacity to do that. But then the margin of the difference was clearly, so you cannot disenfranchise people. The Nigerians must vote. The electoral recognized the need for people to vote. That when you cancel, the only situation under the Act where INEC can successfully cancel is there's overvoting. That's the only exception. But if you cancel for some reason, malfunction of materials or equipment or non-conducive environment, then you must provide the voters an opportunity to participate in the process. That's the whole essence of the law. Day of declaration. So that's the clarification there. It's not 7 days yet. And if they have 1 hour, they should do the right thing. That's what Nigerians are asking for. That's what should be done. We must insist that INEC must be responsible, and this is where you come in. We must hold them to account that when we make laws, it should be obeyed, and INEC should obey. So it's within time for them to review. They can do it today. They should do it today. They should appoint a new date in line with the provision of this law, and then there can be another election in that. So that people, those 35,000 people can then exercise, 33,000 people, 750 can exercise the franchise. You cannot disenfranchise them by reason of the recklessness of irresponsibility and recklessness of INEC.
Yeah, one further question.
The APC should recognize the fact that Nigerians cannot be cowed. Surely and clearly PDP will not be cowed. We're not in a democracy. We're in a democracy, not in autocracy. We're not in the realm of, we're not in an empire where you have an emperor. And people have a right to express themselves in a democracy, provided it is peaceful. That's what we have believed in. We believe in peaceful expression of views. I have not had the privilege of looking at that statement, but if I can latch on what you have said, it is consistent with the misfortune that has befallen this country in the last 8 years, where the government believes they can threaten people, they can force them and coerce them into submission if the words you use, saying that it will come at them. Come at who? Nigerians that you intend to govern? There have been cases before the tribunal. And the issue is to challenge. It's a process. INEC has made a declaration. And we're saying those declarations are against. So it is for the court. So if they truly believe in the rule of law, like we do, when people express their opinion, we should just allow the process to go through.
So threatening people, if that is the agenda or the plans, it is dead on arrival. And clearly coming from that source, for me, so what we try to do is to follow and be focused on what we're doing, follow the rule of law. We're in the court, we're processing it, and INEC must be held accountable because it's a public institution that draws all the monies from our taxes. They are responsible. And for us as a party, we don't want to be distracted by some comments that are probably lazy comments out of frustration, out of the fact that you want to snatch something and run away. We are saying, no, you can't run with it.